Hello everyone, and welcome to the unfortunately glitched um, number bucket 5. So today I'm doing Against the Storm, a element pelago, which is sort of like Doodle God of those mobile apps, or like Infinite Craft, where you can mix stuff together, and the things that you can mix together come from all the different games that you're playing, the different checks that you send, and also Powerwash Simulator, as you can see here, and Pokemon Y. And I'm supposed to be playing Psychonauts, except it is not working, and I will probably have to get a remote, like a controller, to be able to play it, unfortunately. So we'll start here. One of the two games I've done in like actual APs, Power Simulator, that and Civ 6. And luckily, I've unlocked a lot of the easy levels, so I'll be able to send a lot of checks pretty quickly, I suspect. Or I know that I'll be able to send a lot of checks really quickly. That said, I think a lot of them will be junk checks, sort of like in oh yes, my main problem with Power Sim is that you do start because you can only play stuff that's unlocked, so you do just start with all of the best equips, the best nozzles, the best everything, and totally upgrade it, and you can use the cleaning liquid obviously if you use a nozzle that can work with soap. And that is a shame. But it also, in my view, winds up being completely fine. Because the main thing that you get BK'd behind, like you can't get BK'd behind not having good enough equipment, because you can clean everything with like the base level stuff. I do wish it sort of did start with the randomizer, and that the shop items and the stuff that you spend money on was randomized. So if anyone has that concern, I do share that concern entirely. I do think it's a bit of a shame, but still, Power Simulator is a game that I often describe as being made with a lot of passion and a lot of hate. Two very powerful emotions when they are brought together. I need to make sure I get inside here. You know, like you can tell that the people who did this either experience working in the field or were doing a lot of research. Rate discs, brakes. Go. I wasn't sure which card in. This is one of the quickest levels in the game, so and that sent 0 useful checks. Every single one check was a junk check in my own game. So that's fun. Yeah, that's fine. I've finished that one. And I need to complete. It says required to complete levels 23. I'm pretty sure that is completely incorrect. It certainly shouldn't be correct. Though I think I did wind up setting it to random. The number of levels to complete, so it's possible that it is 23. There's 24 total levels in the game, and the minimum that you can complete is 12. If I do have to complete all 23, that sure is an experience. I think the main problem with this, is that because they remove money, it means that the junk checks are all just complete junk. They don't contribute to the game. And it also means that you can't use the money, and you just start with all of the money that you started with, plus any from other archipelago runs that you've done. You have a very large amount of money compared to normally playing this game, where getting to this stage, it is an adventure. Yes, this cleans much faster than when you are normally playing the game, because it's from the end of the game. Also, when you're setting it up to make sure that your save is compatible with the randomization, it gives you the achievements for completing the DLC regardless of whether or not you own them, which I think is a very funny programming thing, because it's just like, it's set to be like, oh yes, you finished all the things, and obviously I'd already played the game, so most of the checks were not new. But the checks that were to do with the DLC, I haven't bought any of the DLC. I don't really intend on buying DLC, because I'm not much of a DLC sort of fan. That set a bonus D6 tag to Balatro. I don't remember which one the D6 tag is. I'm really hoping, before we get to Balatro, to unlock a lot of Balatro checks. Jokers especially, but the Planet Pack unlocks would also be really good. I think which is called like the Stellar Pelago or something. Here's the monster truck. The monster in particular that it is a cat. one of my favorite features, by which I mean one of the things that I don't really understand why it's in the design of the game. You can click C to go between doing like this and then like this, and it just always resets to the one where you walk around when you move the mouse, and I don't think that that is the preferable option. The cool thing about this particular level is that the tires are like genuinely, like, you do have to pay attention to and like go about cleaning them, and I do think that that's fun. Basically anything where they sort of make you really pay attention to what someone who is actually cleaning this sort of thing. Obviously it probably wouldn't get to quite the bad state that it winds up in when you are playing it. Hopefully they would be cleaning it earlier in the process, but really just anything where it makes me appreciate how much work people doing cleaning professionally really do have to get into. That's one of the things I love about the game. Also, I would listen to random podcasts or whatever. I remember I was listening to an interview about a Serbian artist, and they were talking about their experience when they tried to do a thing at the Pentagon, and it's it really is a great super chill game, and it's got certainly less of the frustration factor than another game that I've had people compare it to, not as because they're direct thing, but sort of in that vaguely super chill area, which is Viscera Cleanup Detail or whatever it's called, which is where you clean up crime scenes or whatever. I haven't played it, I've only watched other people play it, but in that game, when you walk over something that is clean, you walking on it will make it dirty again, and you have to consistently clean the screechies and whatever you're using as cleaning tools, and that's just not a thing that they make you do in this game. You are a being of perfect cleanliness, and you don't wind up dripping blood everywhere, and you know what, I think that is very helpful. I'm glad to be healthy, always appreciate the health that you have when you have it, and celebrate it when you return to health after a period of illness, I think. I will be celebrating it by recording 2 sections of AP today. 2 buckets, so I'll be going back to my second run through of the first bucket, so Civ 5... Was it Word Pelago? I don't think it was. I think Word Pelago was bucket 2. Do have notes. Yacht Dice, that's right. And Vampire Survivors. You guys will see Vampire Survivors actually working, so that will be great. Hopefully working well, as even. But yes, I did figure out the issue with Vampire Survivors. I think I may have had help. Admittedly, it's been a busy week, so I don't remember for sure. Obviously, I was pretty sick at the time. But I did figure out what the issue was with Vampire Survivors and why it wasn't working. And now I will actually be able to get checks in Vampire Survivors, so that's pretty cool. I sent Progressive Theater to Civ 6. I think I already got art and... No, what's it called? I already got the drama and poetry, so I think this one is the one that unlocks art museums, and I'm trying to remember what it's called, though. Yeah, if I'm flexing knowledge in any game, I definitely got some Blotro knowledge. Blotro and Civ 6, really, probably the only ones where I can flex a real degree of knowledge in these games. In Wordle, I know some words, but I've not well enough to feel like it benefits me significantly in Wordle. I think there was one recently where in the regular Wordle, the word was vicar, and I'm like, that's a word I know. But most of the time, there are definitely still times where the word is something I don't know. There was one which is apparently very controversial where the official Wordle word was myrrh, the thing from the Bible, and people were well, obviously myrrh is spelled very weirdly for a word, and that was definitely the main cause of the angst in relation to it, was that it was a very difficult word. I did wind up getting it because I have starting letter R. I think if I didn't have starting letter R, I think I got it in 3. Oh, that's right. I have a friend who is in New Zealand, so start playing at an earlier. She starts playing at an earlier time than I do. So I get the advantage of knowing that it was very difficult for her and figuring, okay, I think that means that it doesn't have any vowels. So I tried, yeah, what it was. I tried something with a Y is my second word when I only had the R. And then it's like, okay, it's the Y. I think I may have even had an H in what I was testing with the second. Not remember. I don't remember what it was. I'm trying to remember how to... Okay, no, I was clicking the right button earlier. I just was too wedged under for it to work properly. The thing that makes it glow is the tab button. There's a feature. So otherwise, this game would be very hard, because sometimes if you don't know what the thing is supposed to look like, it's difficult to know if it's still dirty. Let's get these flame exhausts cleaned to the best of my ability. There we go. I do think that when you play the game and you sort of go through and they add more and more challenging sort of things, there are points where it gets definitely too annoying. I wound up getting randomized the ancient statue. I think the ancient stuff in general is a bit of a pain. But like when you're playing the actual game, man, this game, it does escalate in a very fun way. Obviously, when I'm playing this, skipping a lot of those intervening steps, including like the first level of the game, being where you clean your own van, and someone gives you money for it. Not a large amount of money though, but you do get financial assistance from a friend, yeah, I believe, for cleaning your own van, which is pretty helpful, because otherwise you'd have no money. And then, but that's it. Like this game, there are so many places where they could make this game more challenging in terms of like the simulation aspects. Like, you know, you don't have to drive to jobs. You just have to complete them. You don't have to, there's infinite water. The infinite water is certainly helpful. This game is a platformer, which maybe people don't realize. It's pretty clear to most that it is a first-person shooter. Obviously, I'm spending a very significant amount of time here with a thing that I'm blasting with. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's a challenging part of the card to clean. Cancel. Just that section. There we go. It's the wheel here. I just need some more help figuring out why. There's definitely a significant part of what's ailing us. There we go. Let's finish up the side plating. These pipes are, I think, hiding the unclean part. Oh, wow. There's a whole section under the cat exterior. I'm not very familiar with monster trucks, not being American, so, you know, it may be that many Americans, you know, when they play this level, you know, they're very experienced with their, how to clean their own monster trucks, because my understanding is that sort of like kangaroos, in America, they just use monster trucks as their primary form of transportation. You know, very interesting country, that place. I don't really understand the aspect of the monsters. You know, obviously it seems like they form part of a fairly dangerous sort of wildlife. You know, I'm sure that there are, you know, I know there are many people who are very big fans of the monster trucks. Personally, you know, like just because they scare me. You know, obviously I'm playing Choo Choo Charles as well. That's another game about a scary vehicle. You know, that's you know, alive and angry like the monster trucks can be. You know, I don't really know how to finish this. Like, I have like the setup for the joke. I don't really feel like I have a convincing punchline, so I'm just gonna give up. But I would, of course, would never mislead you guys. This spotlight's done. This spotlight's done. This spotlight's done. This spotlight's left. Okay. there we go. Let's continue working on the roof. You do have the ladder and the stand that you can use to assist you in your platforming, which is very helpful, because without them, it can be even more challenging than it can be. You know, not every level is the dirt bike level, and even the dirt bike level is more challenging without this triple spray. The triple nozzle is definitely very, very strong. Like, I think the amount of time it takes to complete this game for a 100% file is so much shorter than the amount of time it takes to complete this game, you know? Okay. What's it? I listened to the new J. Cole album. It was okay. It didn't feel like what J. Cole was hoping for it to be in like a huge artistic achievement, which, you know, serves to really show what J. Cole was all about. And, you know, like, I'd be shocked if it was the award winner. I think if it's the best of the year, we have probably not had a great year. I think I listened to 2 other big rap projects so far this year. ASAP Rocky's Don't Be Dumb. I said the word Axel, not because I was confusing ASAP Rocky with anything to do with axles, but instead because it's the thing that I'm trying to clean. And IDK / JIDK's Even the Devil Smiles. I like both of them a lot more than the Fall Off. So Pipes too. Okay. There we go. So there is all of the ones. Did I send anything fun? I sent Odd Todd to Belatra. Not a great joker, but certainly one that can allow you to not lose once. Now I get to clean an aerial vehicle. In the regular game, you can clean the recreational vehicle when it has not been converted into an air vehicle, such as in the film Up. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. I forgot. I haven't had this in an AP before, so I haven't had this since I've like played the game. I forgot it was a UFO. I just completely forgot that. Look, a lot of stuff happens in this game. Pretty normal stuff for someone who works in the power washing business, but you know, someone who, again, not American, not very familiar with the power washing business. You know, UFOs, monster trucks, they're not something which we really run into on the average day like Americans do. You know, it's always interesting to play stuff like simulator games because you do really often just get to see what it's like to be American. You know, like this is just how someone working a pretty normal job, you know, like this is a pretty routine interaction. You know, like you discover, well, you don't discover, you assist with cleaning the Atlantis after it's discovered. Okay. I'm not sure what's left in terms of this particular omnidirectional landing hinge. I think maybe I had done the carriage as well as it was hooking. It's sometimes difficult to meet up to the standards of regular Americans like the aliens here. For the rest of us, you know, they've got you know, all that very advanced technology. You know, they are breaking into other planets where you're not necessarily expecting them, and you know, taking random people for probing and holding them in detention facilities. You know, it's a bit of an odd experience. Yeah, I did like the J. Cole song. I thought the DMX song because I like DMX, and I thought it was a very meaningful song. I feel like a lot of times when I don't like Cole stuff, it's because he's just like, I have a gun. I will totally kill someone with the gun. And like that stuff, it does not work for me when Cole's doing that sort of stuff. You know, Cole does not give the presence. You know, there's one song on this album where he's like trying to sound so like desperate and broken, like he's trying to sound like a DMX track, right? Which is not the one that's a flip on the DMX track, and it's so forced. It does not work at all for me. It just does not feel genuine. Yeah, I mean, of course, you have to worry about the gyromagnetic disc frames. They're pretty important. The fluid deflector dishes, that's just a gutter. That's just a fancy way to say gutter. There's so much sand here out in normal American city of Roswell, in which many Americans live, reside, travel, perform meaningful employment. There's a subway, which I like, is one of the levels. I think it might be one of the levels I have unlocked. I actually have no idea. How long is it? Oh, only 20 minutes. Okay. I just don't have enough checks unlocked to play against the Storm. Originally, I was going to play against the Storm as the sort of the first one, and then my backup was Psychonauts, and then, as I mentioned, they were having the issues with Psychonauts, which is a shame, but it was just only accepting certain types of inputs, and one of the types of inputs it was not accepting was the enter button to go into the menu to change the controls. So that was great. I just could not. I could get to the screen where you could do that, and then it would not accept the input of going into the sub menu to change the controls. Which was definitely sucktacular. On the scale of 1 to sucktacular. I'll give it a sucktacular out of sucktacular. And I don't mean, you know, like Dracula or something. You know, I'm talking, you know, like the funk vacuum. It's probably all clogged up with cat hair, if it's one that I've been using on account of the cat. I believe the cat's main goal in life is to cover things in cat hair. There we go. People may notice I'm probably not very effective or efficient at power washing in terms of understanding how to do it. I just sort of like, I want to do this part, and then I do my best to finish it. That part. Like it's the School by Q song. The other thing I did somewhat recently is, oh yes, anyone who wants to check out my, what's it called? Rate Your Music. I'm going through a list of 52 albums, a bunch presented by me, but a lot of them presented by friends and family. And yeah, so slowly going through and listening to them, giving reviews. I wanted to get, listening to them multiple times is an important part of that. I wanted to get into, you know, doing a little bit of that sort of critical writing and engagement and thinking of stuff as part of my being intentional with my time, including my time listening to music. So yeah, I've been going through that. And the current one, I may not have enjoyed that much. It feels like a lot of filler on a short album. It feels like if it was just an LP, best tracks, it would be fine. What is the bit that it still needs cleaning? There we go, okay. I must have been on the other side of that dividing section. The Great Dividing Range. Yeah, so just power washing, you know. Got a holiday coming up, and that's why I'm trying to like cram out as many of these recordings in advance as I can do. It's taken up a lot of my gaming time, specifically to get these done. Partly because it's fun, but also because I would like to try and keep the 3-episode-a-week cadence out that I have it set up to do. Oh. reflector housing. What is here? Okay, I think it's because I've been going sort of this way. I feel like I'm moving slower than I should be. There we go. Just a whole section that I haven't done yet. That'll do it. I wouldn't mind anti-gravity plating myself, though. I'd probably be pretty specific about how I would use it, because I think many of times gravity is useful, though sometimes gravity feels more like it's out to get me than anything else. Which I imagine is not a unique feeling. Come on. These anti-gravity panels also feel like they're out to get me, though, so... I'm trying to like spam tab to see what the remaining bit that needs me to clean is. Admittedly, the really, I'm not in range to pick that up. Or would I be? Yeah, okay, I am in range. I just need to there we go. I just couldn't get it from the angle that I was working on. Yes, you have a ladder. You have the step ladder, you have the big ladder, and then there's also a, getting the word, it's like the platform, scaffolding, the scaffolding as well. That is the other piece of equipment that you can use in this game. And the scaffolding sometimes feels like the most useful thing in the game, and sometimes feels like it is solely designed to make your life miserable. Let me see, there's a lot of stuff in this sort of tiny area. I meant to that. Okay, so this, no, that was bit. That was left positrine intake vent. What could possibly be left to clean about the positrine intake vent? I have no idea. Is that it? Seriously, I seriously have no idea. Okay, let's change to this one. Or perhaps the intake vents are including the other side, which is less clean. Okay, yes, it was including the other section. It was the whole thing. Okay. Was that an anti-gravity panel that's not done? No, it was this main gyromagnetic disc, of course. Obviously, it's pretty important to have the main magnetic disc clean. I think all the top should be done. I should try and do the outside section now. Still have a bunch at the bottom to do, but I decided that I would be doing the outside section, so that's what I will do my best to do. So, there'll be stuff in the way, such as the ladder that I placed. I have no idea what animal noises those are, but they sound mildly terrifying. Okay, 78%. Is it just all this stuff? I still haven't sent anything useful. Alright, let's just move the trackers over further. So that I can see stuff, and then also make sure that my video is going properly. yeah. I do wonder what sort of. I know that there's like a lot of different things which contributed to the ultimate design of the UFOs. Uh, I think the big legs. Is it a tripod? Is it? Sorry, is that 1, 2, 3, 4? No, okay. That's not a very interesting one. No, this set, man. Green is not a creative color. And other brain rot. Um, yes, when I've been listening to Transfusion Vamps Velveteen, specifically the song Velveteen, it's got this string section that reminds me a lot of the sample that is used from like the French orchestral thing in Champagne Moments by Rick Ross, the Drake disc where he calls him White Boy a bunch, and says many things. I still don't know if we know the truth, or if there's been anything confirmed about whether Drake sent a DMCA to French Montana. If he did, it's pretty bad for French Montana. Cease and desist, sorry, not DMCA. That's again, YouTube braining. Odie dodie. Is the tractor beam? Maybe I don't want to clean. It's a scary object. Fortunately, they're not paying me, so. $5. That was a whole $5 to clean that tractor beam. I sent a hyper potion to Pokemon Blue. Yeah, I think the main problem I have with this is that, like, because they designed it, because the YAML is based around percentage completion, I think you can set something about object sanity, but the problem is that, like, there isn't enough to put into it. So, like, if I do object sanity, oh, I have more checks, but most of them are just going to be junk checks that are internalized to Powerwash Sim. And you know, probably make it so that they aren't just stuck in Powerwash Sim. But that's how the setting is. I don't know which of the two options would feel better because both of them have their downsides. But like playing this much of a game and only getting sort of minimal stuff, like playing through that whole dirt bike without getting any checks for any other game, that was really lame. So if you did have randomization of the shops and the like the soaps and the washes, not only would that obviously add the progression, and I do think the progression is a satisfying part of Powerwash Sim, but it would also give you more things to randomize, so you could get cash rewards, which is what you actually get for completing objects, right? If the cash rewards were AP items. I don't know if there's like a tech reason why they are, right? There's a lot of stuff I don't know about this AP thing, which I will learn as I work on the game that I'm planning on working on. But yeah, certainly if I wind up getting enough experience to be able to help make this Powerwash Sim one have a greater degree of randomization, I think that would be awesome. Because I enjoy the game a lot. I just think there are some downsides to the randomizer. And I think the main cause of those downsides from a design perspective is that there aren't really enough checks to send because you don't have oh gosh, wait, am I supposed to be getting the tops of this? Okay, no, there's nowhere I can put to the ladder to go up here. I'm not sure if the top of that part is the problem. It's not, because it's not the bit that says that it's wrong. Okay. Let's just sort of continue, you know? Okay, that hill is in an inconvenient place for cleaning this part. I say hill, it's a dune. It may not be here tomorrow. In fact, if my client has left their UFO here overnight, it may be over the UFO tomorrow instead of, you know, in a place which feels more useful. Okay, so have I finished all the gravity plating? Okay, so there's still this auxiliary disc is a problem. So I don't know what's dirty about it. Is it stuff that's around maybe the bases of the it's really hard when you aren't seeing anything. Okay, there we go. I have no idea what's left. The lower rim of the saucer. Probably stuff on the top of the lower rim of the saucer in this section is part of it. Yeah, it is. Okay, so what's left? Here's another lower rim. As you can see, there's a bit of stuff on the top there, and then when we go down here, there'll be more stuff on the bottom as well. Just that awkward angle, right? The saucer itself is needing a little bit of work done. Luckily, they hired me. Hyper propulsion drive. Another lower rim section, so it'll be the top stuff on this. Unless there is obvious stuff on the bottom section. There's a little bit there. Yeah, I don't know where the hyper propulsion drive is. Again, not American, so that is a unfortunate limitation. Okay, so hyper propulsion drive. Here we go. There's something here. This. Ah, yeah, I can see that. Let's pull this over here. Right, this is the bit of the car which I guess I would maybe think of it more as the exhaust, but because it's more spacey, it is like the whole drive. There we go. Okay. See you later, I suppose. Yeah, you can watch that. I don't mind. I don't care enough right now. Locations, only the treehouse. Okay. Searching for the missing link. Yeah. Again, some of the rewards in this. The lack of checks means that there's a limited space as to sorry, the limited rewards means that there's a lack of design space as to what you can give for junk checks. Now, Vampire Survivors, I think that they could just give you money. I don't understand why the junk checks aren't money in Vampire Survivors. That's certainly my thoughts. Because you still need to unlock the characters with money, unless you have them already all unlocked in the profile. That's like really go and unlock a bunch of the stuff, which unlocks them not altogether, but just so that you can spend money on them to unlock them. And my first character that I didn't have, so I had to go into the vanilla game and grind money for it. I think I may have said that already. But yeah. It's something, man. Oh, there's a whole rim, apparently. It does sort of feel like Shrek's living here. Okay. Oh, there we go. This will be a little bit of time before I actually get any checks out of this. So I hope the first one is not a junk check. Yeah. Just not having a reward. That isn't junk checks is definitely the thing that sucks the most. if you need to have a bunch of junk checks, I guess maybe I should have just decreased the percentage. But I don't know, it's still like coming out of a level and then not having stuff is what's depressing, right? Depressing is the strong statement, but it makes me, you know, sometimes regret putting this in an archive, which is a shame because I do enjoy playing this game. You know, I love first-person shooters like this and Choo Choo Charles. I wouldn't mind having a gun in my regular day-to-day in Choo Choo Charles on account of the people shooting at me. I found out there is pop tracker for AP Charles, for Choo Choo Charles, and there's a whole lot of stuff that I missed. So that's very helpful. Just in terms of actually knowing where stuff is. And I do have one of, I confirmed, 3 eggs needed to win the game, as well as the temple key. That's barbecue. That's something I do understand as an Australian. I question whether those canisters are appropriately stored. I'd be concerned about whether they are still functional after having cleaned that stuff off of them. Well, there's 2 sets of scaffolding on this level, huh? Okay, apparently I can get the trim. Yeah, I did the playground in one of the APs. And again, the issue is just the lack of checks that you sent, right? If not for that, I think it's a very fun level. But the problem is that, you know, it just sort of feels better to only do the vehicles because they are much quicker and you send the same number of checks. So having it instead where you can get money and your different upgrades, and then your checks are objects, because objects again are in the game checks that give you money. I think that is what I would do if I were to design it. But I don't know what the technological limitations are there. But from a design perspective, that's how I feel would like that's what I would be looking to do, because I think that's what would make me enjoy it more, and never like regret putting a game that I enjoy in Archipelago, because it just feels like you're not really interacting with the field. I haven't even gotten my first check yet. It comes at 14%, because of course it does. I did randomize the percentage. But it's just going to be a jump check, you know? It's the... You know, maybe I need to manifest it being a real check. I will send another Joker to Balatro. Surely. If I simply have faith, the Lord will provide. I'll send 2 Jokers to Balatro out of this run. I mean, if I want to increase my percentage quickly, it would probably be smartest to just spray that section. Alright. And the floor also. There we go. It's got bubblegum flavored soap. If only it actually gave me soap to use. Something I could do is go here, I put the stubby gun on, I can get the long extension. That way I can do even more of this section. Though apparently not as far as I was thinking. But yeah. Sometimes you just have these like huge levels and you just pace and back and forth from, you know? I think I removed most of the larger levels and removed this one because I just haven't played it in an AP before. So I think I may have been able to too many levels because the goal is quite extreme. But you know, also after I finish playing this level, I will not be playing Power Week Simulator for several days. And that's definitely, you know, you'd like to play it more frequently than that. I think they're sort of on random bits of tree that are not cleanable. So they are clean. the like streaks of dirty sections after you've like done something for a particular angle are kind of gross, kind of funny sort of way, you know. Again, you know, this game was made by people with creativity, passion, desire, all of the deadly sins, especially lust. Now, let me get in that section. That's what I'm trying to clean. Okay. Okay, there we go. I do like that the game is sometimes forgiving. I didn't finish cleaning the barbecue side table. It's definitely going to be the inside of the bottom. Or something. Maybe it wasn't, but you know. I did say it was, and if you think about it, that might be the real reason that it is what it is. Okay. I also would really question the sanitary nature of all of this pressure washing. Like it does not feel like I wouldn't be comfortable eating off of that table. And I'm the one who's cleaning it, you know. All I did was spray it down. All right, let's go to the outside and get the outside of these things, and hopefully that will start getting dings. Oh, this is all part of the same lower deck railing. Okay. That makes me feel less like I've missed something obvious. Or like I must have missed something obvious. Let's just get some of this stuff done and out of the way while I'm up here. Yeah, like having to clean the insides of the bins in Alright, let's continue working on the lower deck rim joist. Everyone's favorite section to clean. I actually did a poll of every single person in the world, and everyone who wasn't you voted, and they did clarify that was their favorite. I personally don't understand why you, particular commenter, decided not to complete it, but maybe you just were a bit, you know, busy that week. But please leave a comment down below as to what your favorite part of the treehouse is to clean in Powerwash Simulator. And if you have like a hot take that it isn't the lower deck rim joist, again, always be interested to hear new perspectives, even if those perspectives are wrong. You can, yeah. Let's get the football. There we go. I don't think I'm going to finish this one in this episode. I'm just going to get to the next check, which is at 28%. And then I'll move to a different game, because I don't want this episode to just be Powerwash Simulator. Just realizing I've had in time. It's video, and I don't necessarily feel super confident about my ability to play that game well. Oh wow, that's so loud it came through on the mic, even though I have noise suppression stuff. That is intense. Okay. Let's clean the tire swing while we're here. You gotta get inside the tire, of course, because that's the sit it. And you got to get the bottom of the tire as well, because part of the tire swing. And it adds an extra degree of challenge to the game. It's realistically the main reason you have to get all of the different paths, is that it just makes the game more, and make it feel more simulatory, you know? Okay, I got a sponge, which is not an actual thing in the game, if anyone was wondering. So I will go and we'll start playing Powerwash Simulator. Now, let's go with Pokemon White. And turn on Pokemon White audio. There's Zekrom. Let's go for a new game, and I will have a large number of collection of items. There's a Mincino. I should check my Pokemon White YAML. I was checking my Survivors YAML earlier. YAML being the sort of recipe for how it randomizes. I called this Poke W1 because I didn't want to just call it White. That seems odd. I don't have Dexanity on. Apparently I didn't randomize wild Pokemon or trainer Pokemon, but it looks like I could have, which is confusing. Why wouldn't I have done that? I don't know. I certainly intended to do that. Guess that, Fairy, yeah. A very judgmental way, you know. Oh. Alright, there we go. Mazzini. My two best friends, Charon and Bianca. Charon's a gym leader, right? My story will truly begin. Actually, while this is randomizing... Oh yeah, the seasons, I think, are different unlocks in this game. Alright, I don't know if we can skip this or not. Alright, while it's doing this cutscene, one thing, I'm gonna crop off that last section. But it shouldn't be leaking through. There we go. Never mind, that's pretty quick. Look, Bianca and Charon are alright. I've never played Pokemon White before. Okay. Unfortunately, apparently did not randomize Pokemon. The joy of making the YAML through the archipelago thing instead of out of like a template list, or even better, through the website. Well, I'll tell you which one it's not going to be. Let's go with Peppage. You get to be Powerwash. If that fits. Well, Charon, that's a really depressing thing to hear. I hope you get better someday. Okay, I guess we're fighting. Yeah, I definitely did want to randomize the Pokemon. But that said, having not played the game before, I think it's fine. For this game, I certainly prefer it to Platinum not being randomized. Actually, Platinum not being randomized means that, I think technically Tail Whip, the Tail Whip line is the correct line. See, they went Leer after, whereas I went Tail Whip first. which, as we can see, is already having paying dividends. You know, I think I like starting with 4 moves. It's also like kind of lame. The move randomization is definitely one of the fun things, especially as someone who is pretty familiar with like a lot of the learn sets of different Pokemon through draft. Sorry, just was getting messaged by a friend who is only online ever so often. Okay. Oh my gosh, they destroyed my room! That's a lot. Man, you better hire, like, an effective Powerwasher. Sorry. Can I say no about ruining my room even further? Now, not only will it be covered in, like, random bits of grass and a little bit burnt, it'll also be moldy. That's not great. Alright. It's the tail whip into tackle spam line. I think if I tail whip twice into tackle twice, it'll take 4 moves to KO, whereas I think as we've seen tail whip into tackle 3 times, it also picks up, so feels like, you know, optimized. Yeah, oh, I should set up the BUGGY tracker while I'm here. Okay, and now we've connected through. Yay! And now we get the tackle off. Yeah, and I do think if I tail it instead, you know, you make sort of similar odds there. Not a whole lot in goal. Sorry, in logic, it feels like. I have 3 GMs currently, and I have cut. That's pretty cool. He's got high base power and tackle. I'm trying to remember. I think it might be, but I'm not confident in that. I'll see you later, I suppose. I don't have running shoes. No! I have unlocked Winter. Or I've been sent Winter. And a Super Rod. Have I been sent a... Actually, I don't think I had the option to randomize a bag here. Shuffle badges. Shuffle TM HM. I've done Dex Sanity off. I feel like I should have. Seasons are randomized. Counter rates are normalized. Reusable TMs is on. I very appreciate that. But yes, apparently I could have randomized wild Pokemon and didn't, and that's unfortunate. I don't actually know what the starter town is. Like I said, I haven't played this game before. I have seen some of the Pokemon Black and White anime. And have I seen it? Have I seen... I saw Pokemon Black and White played in the Cynthia video that Adif. Okay, archipelago item, yay! I said progressive aerodrome, which I believe is just flight. I don't think I've gotten another progressive. I don't think I've gotten a progressive aerodrome earlier. To Civ 6. Okay. I don't know what Bianca does with her life. I don't know which of these houses is yours and which of these houses is Bianca's. That's Bianca. And it's certainly beyond me. If you're like Sharon's dad, okay. It's true, the X button is vitally important for trainers. I'll do my best to never forget that. I find it really funny, the seasons are indicated by different of the mids. The only important events of the game apparently: help the daycare man, defeat Bryson, which, you know, catch Zekrom, and defeat Getsus. I'm pretty sure Getsus is the goal. There was the option of making the goal defeating the real champion, Older. Okay. Yeah, running shoes sure be nice right now. So, like, are running shoes one of the items? Parcel, loot sack, dragon skull, machine pot, title bell, darkstone, oak's letter, blue card, super rod, dowsing machine, winged hologram. I think I saw that in a game. Red chain, explorer kit, liberty pass, lock capsule, and basement key. None of those. Maybe parcel is the shoes, but it doesn't sound like. Where are my running shoes, man? Yes, okay, here we go. What is power? What is wash? What is simulator? That is the letter M, not the letter W. Here we go. Yeah, yes, Jaren is a nerd. That sounds right to me. Would be cool with Dexterity on, but with only like the Gen 5 ones in, you know? I would also be interested in seeing like the proper like full randomizer setup where like you walk through a door and it's random which of the doors you go in. I should get another item here, shouldn't I? Oh no, I only get those items after they're in logic apparently, after seeing large numbers of species of Pokemon. I most would like to be able to run. Oh, she's coming to meet me out here. What do you mean, wait up? It's been 2 seconds. I already knew she was going to ask. She brought me a town map, which hopefully is a check, or maybe it isn't. It is just an item. Okay. Take care of tidying up. What's left of my room? Here we go. Yeah, I know. Okay. I think probably not a lot. Apparently you get 5 items after the catching tutorial. Okay. I don't know. It doesn't say that my bag is randomized, so I should have a very large amount of items, but maybe I will get the items at a random point. And if I do just sort of get stuck in item spam, frankly, to be honest, even during this catching tutorial, I might just, not that. That isn't what I want. Sorry, that's me trying to figure out how to set up against the storm. Let's start with this. Archipelago. So these are the 3 starting items, and sorry, 4 starting items, and then also all these items are random things from the games that I've been playing. And I think it said they were like 13. Hey, it's True Jedi. Forget it. The ballroom be abuse. Okay. Well. Admittedly, so far, I don't really know what I confuse. Are there hints? Great. Oh, it probably finished catching the random Pokemon. Let's close full screen. It's true. Okay, obtained AP items. Which was Progressive Theatre for Civ 6, so that should be... Is that Broadcast Centers yet? Or is there something else that I'm missing before then? But if that is Broadcast Centers, wow. Oh, actually, I think I forgot the Amphitheater. I don't think that comes with drama and poetry, does it? It might, I'm not sure. Combo plus to flips, which is helpful, because that means you get money more efficiently. Seeds, a cauliflower seeds, and an apricot sapling to Stardew, and a mini kit to Batman. I think it's technically possible for me to win Batman without playing it, if none of the... Yeah, I'm not sure about the combos of this. Oh. I'm also not sure about that. That should have looked less slightly offset. I thought of something fun. Why would you think about that? Okay. So can I use my bag? I don't know how many Pokeballs I have. I've gotten a lot of items. Hopefully many of the items are Pokeballs. Oh, okay. I was like, that did a lot of damage, but it being a critical hit makes sense. I have 1 Great Ball. I'm not going to use that on a Pat Rat. So what checks are in Logic? A couple. Let me... This one. Didn't I have a 3rd one, or am I going crazy? Do not appear to have had a 3rd one. It's okay, I'll open a 3rd one. Ember! That's helpful. So would running shoes. An AP item, which went to AP. A fixed score multiplier to Yacht Dice. Cool. Multipliers are helpful. Currently, it does not look like I am likely to win the competition of catching the most Pokemon, as I have 1 Pokeball. And I'm really not intending on using it on Pat Rat. Thank you for using a useless move. I mean, apparently I do have a bunch of combinations. And I just have no idea what the combinations are or how to figure out what they are. Do I need to be putting a large number of items together? No hits items. How do I clear? I am very confused by Element Pelago. I thought it was just like the regular, you know, you grab stuff and it winds up going onto things. There's not really much game left, you know. You guys won. It's another pat rat. Oh no, not the very small amount of damage. How will I ever recover? Yeah, definitely feeling a little stuck in Element Pelago. Oh, I don't know what I said. The X-Transceiver is ringing. Hopefully they give me an item. Truly. You see, this makes the response to later generations feel more crazy because, like, oh my gosh, these games have so many cutscenes, and I'm like, wow, this game is definitely not short on the cutscenes. Okay, well, they're presumably up the stairs here then. Oh, is it going to be in a bin? They are good at emptying the waste. No, I lost. She's incorrect. Okay. Is it not from Pokemon Rock, Paper, Scissors? It's from the man. She only says water. That's crazy. Here we go. Sure. That's an yellow letters to Word Pelago. So now, if I have a letter that's not the correct letter, I will be informed. Sorry, if I have a letter that is in the word, but not in the spot that I put it in, I'll be informed. The Pokemon Center. Thank you for being free. Yep, there you go. The healing up, Tefik. Okay. Someone is the person who made the Pokemon storage system. Bill. for the Pokemon's inside the Pokemon centers over here. That's crazy. Okay, so they don't appear to be AP items. So, yeah, 10 Pokeballs would be nice. And Premier Ball. And you know what? I would like 10 Pokeballs and Premier Ball. Thank you. Surely have some sell items. Okay, apparently I have a Moon Ball. I have a lot of items that I can't really use. But not really anything that you sell. Yep, someone is glowing on the plaza. Team Galactic. I don't understand. I don't understand how Elemental Pelago is this challenging. Normally, you know, you do it, you get two, you get a rock, you get water, you combine the rock and water together, and something gets made. Understand why this is not all verified. I definitely originally thought it was just going to be, you know, like Doodle God or whatever, like you put stuff together and it combines. How to play. Items receive our elements. You can get progressive filter, which lets you know whether you're decayed. Progressive item limit, I already have some of that. Yeah, I'm really lost. As to how to combine things. I apparently have a bunch of checks in logic, but I cannot figure out any of them. Did I ever open that extra tracker? Let's connect that with mine as well. Yes, Sharon. We know your name is Sharon. I am so confused as to what I'm supposed to do in Elemental Pelago. I got a bunch of elements, and yet I do not appear to be able to combine things. To me, this feels like a failing of design. Main goal is to become champion. Sharon, come on, man. I only have one Pokemon. Okay, luckily you also do. Is it a Zoroark? No. I remember seeing the theory that N is a Zoroark the whole time. Blew my mind. Not the same level. Normally I win by like being high level than my opponents. And also by them using Pokemon that are less good than Pokemon. Luckily you're not using a move with same type attack bonus, so and you're also using a move that isn't very good. So that's helpful for me. Psychonauts not working is very unfortunate. I never expected to hear Pokemon say such things either, my friend. Okay. He's a bit of a weirdo. Honestly, with how little I can do in game right now. I don't even know where to go. Where's the running shoes? Why? We've only just started playing Pokemon again. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I take it back. Oh. Yes! Oh, you're the greatest character in our game. Alright, thanks, Mom. Universal Pokemon experience is like the awkward standing there while someone moves. Obviously, it's an RPG Maker thing, right? But wow, it still feels awkward. Fun fact, I was speaking with a friend of mine who plays older Pokemon games a lot more than I do. And it wasn't until Gen 6 that you got XP from a Pokemon that you caught. And that is crazy to me. Yeah, lack of randomized move pools definitely makes this feel slower. Okay, surely catchable. With Premier Ball as well. I'm happy to use this Stoutland. Named Element because it's on fire. No, I'm doing high element. A lot of ease in wood element. I hadn't necessarily clocked that before now. Okay, AP item. An Ultra Ball to Emerald. I would, again, like, prioritize Crystal if I had complete control, but I don't. Alright. Beating you up will make me stronger. I'm definitely feeling like very dictated to by rolls right now, so. Higher levels will make me feel less dictated by rolls as I learn hopefully good moves at some point, though who knows when. Because apparently I decided to learn Otis Luth as a Pokemon who is, I guess, becomes a fighting type, but currently now not one. I thought I had blind trainers on! What? Oh no, this one didn't have an option for blind trainers. Oh, that's painful. This is going to be a much more painful experience than it should be, I think. I do have XP share, but I can't access my bag for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's a control that I'm not familiar with. X and Y are A and S, apparently. I can probably pick up a tackle. May as well save the power points. Actually, tackle might still be 95 accuracy. So if it is, then it would have been better to ember there. There's not a lot of money. It's not like I have shop sanity on, you know. The switch between seeing a wild Pokemon and then getting into the encounter is more awkward in this game than in many others, I think. I prefer if they stuck to using status moves. I prefer if I could figure out how to use my bag. Okay, now that we're out of combat, I'm going to try the other buttons. And hopefully one of them lets me use my bag. Okay, there we go. It was the letter S. Okay. We will give you leftovers. We will give the other friend XP share. It's the only other Pokemon that I have right now. In the last tile. It doesn't even really look like I'm still in the tile. What Pokemon do I want? So I've got strong normal type. Actually, I should check the ability. There we go, Powerwash. You're Powerwashing them. I don't even know if people are getting the joke about Powerwash. Obviously, there's many jokes, but the reason the Tepig is Powerwash is because in that game you are pressure washing, where you wash using like the thing. You're not using heated water, or at least it's not clear that you're using heated water if you are supposed to be using heated water. And power washing is done by heating the water. So you know, he's power washing because he's heating things. In fact, I think Embor may even learn Scald or some for that reason of being able to, you know, use water. I'm running a bit low on the power points, but maybe I'm at Striaton soon, or Stratton, whatever it's supposed to be. Do you change the angle that you're looking? What? How is that? Surely 2 tackles will pick up a pearl line, yeah. And I recover back a lot of that from leftovers. But if it was Gen 2 leftovers, that'd be very juicy. So hopefully I send Gen 2 leftovers. I think that would be very helpful for my mime. As would PP Max. Okay, so there's 2 items here. Oh, let's just here. A Max Repel for Platinum. And an Ironclad Boss Relic! That will be very helpful when I'm playing Slay the Spire and can actually do useful things. Oh, I have cut! I do have cut. I guess I don't... So yes, I don't know for sure that you can use cut. And neither of them can use cut, apparently. So extra Pokemon time until I get something that can use cut. Well, the good news is I think you can use cut. I have no idea if this will put you in the yellow or not. It will. Cool. Bite is unfortunate, because I'd rather not take any damage. So if you're using a status move, that'd be nice. Why can't I use the Moonball? Element is supposed to be psychonauts. It's a bit long for the purposes of this, and then against the storm. If you can't learn cut, by the way, I will be very disappointed. I'm gonna nickname it. Surely I will get a different Pokemon that I feel a stronger connection with who can learn cut at some point. Okay, hopefully I can at least just walk over to the tree and it will cut instead of needing to yeah, like go into the Pokemon screen to tell Patra to use cut. Okay, a Psychard. I did get to open up Psychonauts and get to the point where and a bonus point to Mancini does. I don't actually know what the bonus points do. They're apparently a useful class item. Can you not yell at me? I haven't healed my Pokemon at all. I feel like you will probably win. Plus you do have the I think my Lillipup is still burned. Okay, it's level 6. I have confidence. I had no idea this fight was coming. Do we think... Oh, I wasn't even in Blaze. I think if I was in Blaze, I would probably... Well, I would have done more damage. Probably not KO amount of more damage, but, you know, more damage. Okay, currently all the checks remaining are in Striaton and Dreamyard. I wonder what it is that I am BK behind in this game. Snavy's apparently much faster than me. Downside, it's not very strong, so able to outscan. Not the pot. The pot in a friendly? That's wild. Look, I wouldn't have thought that Bianca, of all people, would bust out the pot in a friendly. Especially given she didn't let me heal my team up first. It's disrespectful, I think. I feel like the reason that Mancini is friends with Bianca and Sharon is simply due to a lack of other options. So many checks here. Alright. Thank you. Oh, that's right. I forgot they do the spiral thing in this game. Oh my gosh. I did know that, but I don't know where I knew that they did that from. That's rude. Oh, an AP item. Bonus point. Thank you. Oh no, that was a nugget to emerald. Surely someone will have a trash can. Pokemon really are mysterious creatures. The heck is fat? Okay, apparently you can get items from Amanita and Fennel. You can also get an item from a Roughneck. Which is normally a Dusk Ball, but this time is... a Progressive Raccoon. What does that mean? No one will ever fully understand the Stardew items. There we go. Alright, there's a dice fragment. That gives me... I don't remember how many dice fragments I need to have more dice in Yacht Dice, but, you know. Getting more of them is always good. Apparently there's something I can get. Well, there's something in Logic. There it is. They really do a lot of experimenting with my own TM20. Which it does not cognizate, apparently. But if I check here, I should be able to go into my bag. Yeah, and then we have Safeguard. Psychic as well, which would be great if I had a Psychic-type Pokemon. I do want a Psychic-type Pokemon. I can say that with some confidence. So then I presume this is the trainer's school. I was putting it off because it seemed like it was the correct thing. Are you the gym leader? I don't think so. Items from Charon and an item from a small child. Sure. Okay. Awakening. Thank you for a big mushroom in platinum. I don't think I walked right past him, but you know. Isn't it like a bunch of people in this one? Silent Chili and Cress, of which Silent, I think, was the one of the guy in the anime. This is an unfortunate matchup. Kind of weird not to have seen a grass type. You definitely would expect grass types in, like, the grass. No bugs either, right? It's the... my opponent is a fool who has not running leftovers. Okay, surely, but this time, surely... He's holding an orange berry. The amount of dishonesty that my opponents are showing is simply too great for words. Okay, the good news is Tail Whip does not synergize with Water Gun, because Water Gun is a special move. As it is in all of the games where it's in. Yeah, I just feel like my leftovers literally healed less health than your, than your other thing did. And yet, my leftovers healed less than your Orange Berry did, but I didn't lose a permanent item. And I feel that I walked the better out of that exchange on account of winning, despite a type disadvantage. The growls are not going to help against my Ember because it is a special move, like your water gun. Well, if those are definitely a fun item to get early in the game, because they will sort of make it so that while I'm still leveling up my guy, I'm only sort of dealing with that one. I don't have to worry as much about going to the Pokemon Center for There we go. Element made it to level 9. Okay, I feel like I could have said that in a way that felt less talkative. Alright, AP items. 3 of them. I said progressive encampment to Civ 6. I must be getting near the end of progressive encampment. That's definitely not true. I don't even know if I've seen one before, actually. The Silence is unlocked and scrapped to Choo Choo Charles. All things we're pretty happy to have. Oh, that's the grass guy. Oh, sorry, it says something about the Dream Yard, which I think is just over here. Because it says that I have checks, and it says that I have checks in the Dream Yard, and it says that I have checks over here. I'd prefer if random people weren't making me fight them. If I had, like, a Flamethrower TM, Flare Blitz TM, I don't know if either of those are TMs, but I presume it's pretty likely that Flamethrower is, then I'd feel better, because I would have a high power move. Assist! Ah! Assist into a move that you learn anyway is much less cool than assist into something that you don't learn, in my opinion. I'd love to hit the health level where I start healing 3 health per turn. That will be huge. Not a second Purloin. I'm sure this one will have Confide. Surely. Surely this one will have Confide. Confide being the special version of Growl, which reduces the power of special attacks by 1. We do know it has Growl as well, because they used Assist. I haven't explained what Assist is. Assist calls a move that another Pokemon in your party knows, though it does have like specific limitations as to what moves it can't call. It's a pretty funny build. Now, just a very moral build? No. I think many would suspect that, feel that it is an immoral build, but from a historical perspective, there was a pretty funny build that people were running of Assist with Revival Blessing. I sent Element 45 to Element Peligo. I am not really sure how I'm supposed to navigate this space. Oh, is it here? Or am I supposed to go out and around? I feel like maybe I'm supposed to be going out and around. Yeah, getting XP share really early is awesome because that means that I am able to level up a second Pokemon without having to stop level up my main Pokemon. I think it does reduce the rate at which my main Pokemon levels up, but I just like Stoutlands. Don't like Herdier either. Obviously, Lillipup itself is not necessarily the most impressive of Pokemon. That is a lot of damage for like a random non-stab move. Ouch. On the plus side, now my Embers are boosted in power. Bite, of course. I will try not to white out to bite. So do I have to go specifically fight other trainers? Because that's obnoxious. Of course I do. Okay, 4 checks left in this area. And then a bunch more in the city, but I don't know how to unlock them. I think I may have to unlock them by doing stuff here. And then I guess I can do run it against the storm though. Against the storm, that's gonna get pretty long. Ember is boosted by Blaze. And I still died. Nope, I survived. Blaze is the ability that fighting type starters start with, which when they are in their below 30% health, or it might be below 1/3 health, it boosts the power of their fire type moves by 50%. I should probably switch, but you know, it's a pat rat. Forget the burn, it's totally free. If they click bite and I don't die, then it's also free. It's just it's possibly also economics. How's this guy like surviving when Pokemon out in the wild are stronger than these guys? Considerably so. No, Lillipup probably can KO me. However, I have decided that it shall die. I survived! Yay! The joy of them being very low level. Yeah, I mean, and look at how much value the leftovers has already given me. Like, several potions of value. This will be like my first actual trip, might be my second actually, actual trip to the Pokemon Center. I would love it if I could catch a grass type. I have a Super Rod. I don't know if I am confident that I would be able to catch a Pokemon I fish up with a Super Rod because of the level. But I'm pretty sure I do just straight up have a Super Rod. Which would not catch me a grass type, but it would catch me a water type. Let's register that. But let's also use it. Okay, I am concerned that I will not be able to do anything in the matchup against this Pokemon. Goldeen! That Pokemon's not from this generation. This is very suspicious. It's used Water Sport, which I think reduces the power of fire-type moves. Yeah, okay. It's not a move I've seen someone like intentionally click in a serious competitive format. Bro, the stab on attack is going crazy. Well, I think here we've earned the Storm, which will be able to run Surf and Waterfall for us. Though I definitely was expecting it to be a Pokemon of, you know, in this generation. Rather than a random Gen 1 Pokemon. Very odd to me that the Goldeen is an option. Yeah, it doesn't even have a number. Okay. You love the Storm. Which I think means you do get to have the THE part. The Storm. How fun they are. One day I'll learn the alphabet, it's just not today. Alright, there's more checks. I sent 2 puzzle pieces to the jigsaw puzzle. What? Bro, how are all these checks in logic? I don't understand. What? I am very unclear on how these checks are in logic. I hope that they are not important checks, because if they are, that would suck. Alright, let's do our best. Let me look at my TMs again. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Yes, I will remove Otis Luth, because it's not very good. Tail Whip is very... oh, actually, I should heal first. Tail Whip is very niche. Seeking a level evolution, or I think it might be a Waterstone, but I think it's level evolution. It'd be crazy to see one of the Switch era Pokemon games randomized in this way. Hello. That was a steamer drunk tag in psychonaut. Been getting many tags. I have no idea what these. They're normally repel? Okay. I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to be on the fire seat or the water seat. Probably could have walked around that guy. Oh, it's asking me what type is super effective into the type in the picture. Okay. Wasn't clear on that. I think if I read the machine, it'd probably explain that very clearly. But I didn't do that, so. I think Overheat should probably pick up. That is unfortunate. I would prefer if I had moved first. I would certainly prefer if I hadn't been flinched. Thank you. I wish you'd click that first. I feel like Overheat, it's doing triple the damage of Ember. It has to pick up. It is not picking up. It is crazy. Please click Otis Luth or similar again. Please don't flinch. Okay. Can't believe Overheat didn't pick up that. Maybe Lillipup is the go. Maybe they were right. You can't leave. You just have to let them waste your time. That is crazy game design. Yeah, it's just the Pokemon diversity in the very early game has been very low. I give you Powerwash. I give you Simulator. Alright, this surely will pick up a Patrat that is even a level lower than the previous guy was. There we go. Beautiful. That is the sort of thing that I do in regular Pokemon, like competitive Pokemon, instead of in-game. Surely I have to switch to the Storm. And not just because I'm at -2 special attack, and don't want to take a bunch of damage for no reason. But also because I would like to get some XP up on the Storm. Who unfortunately is Mono Horn attack. But I did check to see if there was a more useful move, and there was no more useful move. I would love the HMs Surf and Waterfall, just because they would give me more attacks to click. Okay, Growl again is very helpful for us. Crazy. Goldeen in Pokemon White 1. That's insane. There we go. Sadly, I don't think you should learn Helping Hand. However, it is one of the most broken game cards. It moves in doubles. Okay. Gym Leader lost. I know they will have Panpour. I don't know what other Pokemon they will have. And wait, what? Cress. I thought it was supposed to be Cress. Okay, there's Chili. I thought I was getting punked for a second. Yep. I don't know how many Pokemon you'll have, but I also didn't realize that that wasn't going to do a thing yet. I hope you have several Pokemon. I don't understand how those other checks are in logic. Alright, please connect. That workup is very scary. I feel like I am Nuzlocke leveling this, and it's mostly a result of laziness. I see, that might be a good attack. Please don't attack. Pot! Come on, man! This should have tackled first. Pot is so unfair. I'm gonna spend my next overheat. That fight will do a lot. Yeah, buff themselves. Alright. I wouldn't mind if they used a pot again if they have a last one. I mean, I'd prefer they didn't have another one. Please don't flinch. Okay, there we go. Thank you. No, I really don't want to let defense get all the whole moves. Man, they really give you just the worst moves sometimes. I am very glad I had been sent a genuinely good TM. Alright, after this, we get to do Against the Storm. That is not looking great. I really am not liking the workups. The workups I'm actually finding very disadvantageous. They are so many levels higher than I am. I do still have Lillipup, but Lillipup is obviously much less valuable after they are, like when they are definitely, or at least very likely to be faster, and are doing a lot of damage with the boosted water gun. That said, it does look like I will still clear this with it just on the basis of the resist, really. Oh my gosh. If they had worked up before attacking, then I would have fainted to that last shot. You're a gym leader. You guys lose pretty frequently. Alright, I don't actually get the badge. I got Dream Eater. Back in Pokemon Crystal, guys. I have Psychic. I don't need it. I also don't have that badge. That animation is lying. And then... Okay. And then they give me a separate item, which is supposed to be a TM. Work up, and it makes sense that it would be the work up TM, given that they were spamming it. Oh, the TM I got was actually the TM reward, and I got another dice fragment for. My guts and chlorine. Okay, let's see if the person. Okay, it's probably this person. It is this person. Yep, okay. Tertiary education. I think those are not meant to be cut normally, but I already have cut. Yeah. I got Focus Blast. TM. One of my friends is very much not a fan of that. What? Okay, and then I can talk to Amanita. Yep. I don't know what I need to do to get the item from her. Do I have to put a Pokemon in the battle box? You can only register Pokemon that are in the box. Alright, we'll move you quickly. Briefly here, because it looks like it's a check. It says you can get an item from her, but I'm not sure how. I clicked the wrong one, sorry. Okay, so we go here, go to Amanita, and we go to the battle box. And then we let this guy get back in our party. Or, hey, woman. Yep. Orders. Player Striaton. I'm supposed to help Fennel, I guess. I don't know what Fennel asked me to do. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. She asked me something about cut. Oh, she wants me to, yeah, find a mana. That's right. And I would personally not mind a mana at all, because it falls into Bushana. And I have Psychic as a TM. I also have Dream Eater, which is pretty in touch with the whole, like, Dream Tapir thing. I still don't know how it's supposed to progress here. Is it just this? Am I missing something? Or if you wouldn't waste my time. Come on, man. You cut me off? I think this is the real a real problem they have with a lot of these Pokemon NPCs is that they are they just either have to. There's a Munna. Please stop interrupting my Munna. Also, I should have realized Team Galactic was doing something. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they necessarily give the nicest view of animal welfare activists in this game. Suffice it to say. They're not going to succeed, don't worry. Ah. I am unfortunately running out of overheats because I didn't go to the Pokemon Center. Or I went to the Pokemon Center, but I didn't use it. I'm glad I didn't miss the last one, because that would have felt embarrassing. Yeah, the power points are definitely an issue. So can I catch the Munna? I don't hate the Team Plasma, is that what it is? Team Galactic, something, Team Plasma fit at all. And in fact, I kind of dig it, you know? Yeah, I don't really understand how like the recruitment goes for this one. Like Team Flare, for example, sort of my introduction back to Pokemon was in Gen 6. And Team Flare, I was pretty clear about how a lot of that stuff worked out, right? I certainly appreciated that. I would prefer to hit that. Come on. Well, at least I'm getting my health back. Unfortunately, I'm not getting my power points back, which was the real problem. There we go. I might be leveling slower because I've got XP share. I think it does reduce the amount of XP you get for the main Pokemon in your party. They don't have Pokemon. Can't we just beat them up? Okay. I'm very confused. Can I catch the Munna now? Or the Mushana? I'll take either of them. Yeah. Okay. Hope that is the Dream Mist that they want. That's Dream Mist. That you get, and not me. No, I'm gonna go look for the Pokemon we just saw now, because I want it. Of course it's a power. Come on, man. I'm gonna try to dream you up. You can find mana. It's a 20% chance. They use Protect. Really glad I did not spend my last overheat into a Protect. But I do also still have 0, which would be the same problem, just a bit more tilting. Why is it doing so little? Okay. I think I need to take a likely sack on this because I think it will. Well, I mean, I don't have to sack this. Okay, it did pick up. I did sack my own fat trap, which doesn't need to be conscious to use gut. I may have always been able to go around there and just been blind and dumb. Alright, then we sent a Focus Sash to me! Focus Sash, I think, is like actually one use. Like, I don't think you get it back after a battle, so I will have to think about how I would most effectively use it. Let's pull up the tracker. Again, this is the last one, and I said scraps. So there's still the item down there. I need to figure out how to get there. Oh, it's here. There we go. And that's it. Bobby's brain, psychonaut. I've got a lot of brains. Don't know how many brains are there. I don't know what go mode is. But I know I have a lot of brains. Mana! Do you know power? Do you know wash? Alright, this will be against then. Probably a helpful move to be alerted to. I don't think it's the problem. Like, I'm just gonna go to the Pokemon Center after this anyway. So I don't think it's a problem if I fall asleep. Psywave. We really are back in Pokemon Crystal. Oh my gosh. I'm sure that was like a moderately high roll as well. Alright, here we go, Mana. I have a Dream Ball, but maybe Dream Ball is something you can only use to catch Pokemon in the something. Protected from critical hits! Shielded from critical hits, I apologize. And apparently I can get a gift of a Pansage from someone. Probably the chick down there. Yes. Against... actually, should obviously be the Psychonauts one. Go. Not singular. Fits. I love that that fits. There we go. Got the Psychonaut. Sleeping Tepig. I will heal my Pokemon first, just in case the person randomly asks for a battle. I don't think they will. I don't think you have a battle this, Amanita. Now, this does not help my HM burden at all. But I don't think I'm... Or actually, you might take Flash. You also don't really need Flash, you know? I don't fully understand from like a design perspective why they do that tilt. Is it just to show off that they can? Yay. Okay, now perhaps I can speak to Amanita. It's not even a check. Oh, I said no. I thought I said no. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's normally the Power Pad, but instead it was a Psych Guard for Psychonaut. Alright, there we go. I don't think I'm doing a second recording today. The good news is, I think I am. Close to PK'd. The only thing it says that it's in logic is seeing 115 species of Pokemon. I don't actually believe I can do. So, let's go save. And then we'll go against the storm. As soon as the saving finishes. Alright. Let's do that. Let's get out of that. I got the other thing here somewhere. What the thing is. I have, if we open, if we figure out where OBS is, against the storm, and I can turn off the mute. So against the storm is a roguelike city builder, where you can like have different species of creature to do different thing. What does Bantam Camp do? Can't trade. Well, trading is kind of helpful. So all the different biomes have different effects. My favorite one is Coral Forest. Where is it? Where's one? That was one I think. Yeah, Coral Forest. Coral Forest. The trees are different types of like seafood, and based on being different types of seafood, different things. So let me check what checks are in logic. Oh, that's right. There's a pop tracker for this as well. Let's go pop tracker for against the storm. I don't know which one it is. Oh, it's items and blueprints. Yeah. Now I just gotta do it correctly against the storm. Is that correct, actually? I can check. Yep, okay. We have unlocked the granary, the plantation, and the druid's hut. We have not unlocked most of the basic one. Including, I'm concerned, the crude workstation, which is pretty important. we also have very few materials. So what we can do is get our first reputation point in, okay, so apparently Ashen Thicket's good. I'm just going to do Coral Forest, it's my favorite. And then, sorry, there were reputation points. I can only earn them for lizards, harpies, and foxes. Well, let's start with harpies. They are also one of my favorites. Implication bonuses. Starting with advanced blueprints, plantation, granary, and druid's hut are not options. No, plantation is cool. And then I don't know. Starting with oil is pretty good. Starting with resources is pretty good. Alright, let's start with oil, and then go harpies, so meat probably makes the most sense. Don't know why I can't click embark. Is it because I am only allowed to build on Ashen Thickets? Because I didn't see any. Okay. Caravans, whatever, I'll just click through. Okay, apparently let's see what I click. I didn't actually realize that. I don't know why I can't embark. There's a rewards, not costs. But let me embark on a royal woodland. Let's just pull out 5 and 5. What if I only put ingredients I'm allowed to take, which are barrels. Cannot take barrels. Incense. I don't really have that much money. I don't know why I can't embark. Come on, man. Explain it to me. If it is that I can only use Ashen Thickets, that's really confusing. Okay. Well, I don't know why I can't play this game right now. I'm gonna open up the YAML and see if that tells me anything. You know, when in doubt, open up the YAML. Deathlink, reputation. Grow expedition locations. Extra trade locations. It seems pretty normal. I don't understand why I can't do anything. Sorry, I was trying to check them off. Okay, so I don't think anything here is an Ashen Thicket. That's the only thing that looks different. I had the tracker, one of the trackers open on Against the Storm earlier. The marshlands. Okay, it seems to think that I can do stuff in the marshlands. So if we go to marshlands, I think there was a marshlands here that has this bonus. Okay, I've unlocked marshlands, I've not unlocked the other ones. I think it would be helpful if there was a clearer visual indicator. And I still think everything that I decided before was sensible. So plantation was the 4. Oil. I just realized, do I not have a woodcutter? If I don't have a woodcutter, the oil is not as helpful. oil meat. I'm just playing on the difficulty because I have not played that much of the game to feel confident in stuff like this. Cool. So you start paused. You always, I believe, always start with, okay. Well, I can't build most of those, so plantation, granary, druid's hut, the only things I can build. I'm confused by the 5. Still can't build any of these. Well, yeah, because they are blocked. Ah, cool. So, can I build a woodcutter's camp? No. This will be a shorter game. Because I don't have gears. I see. I think I can still use the ones that I start with. I think they were saying you just can't get more. I don't know why I put it there. I really... Well, no, I've got oil, so starting off with glades is good. We do want to see if we can build a herbalists, which I don't think we should be able to do, but perhaps we can. Not a herbalists, a foragers, harvesters, something, trappers. I can't pick them up. I also can't take either of those. So, can I build paths? Can I build a croup workstation? I can. That's cool because I can produce fabric. I'm not as confident as the game is that I can get a point of resolve for the reputation threshold. Okay. I don't have any resources that can turn into these. Of course. Why didn't I think about that? Okay. Well, all I can really do is complete events, I think. Sorry, apparently the connection was lost, and then it looks like it may have reconnected. Let's see. Okay, looks like it's working. Guess at that point I should just build another woodcutters, right? Apparently the temple is helpful for, because actually no, do they use education? I think that's the one that they use. Yeah, education, and then they use treatment as the other one. I should do the path as soon as I remember how this game works. Where the paths are. I swear I've seen them on my screen. Oh, it's all the way over here. Okay. Green Envoy will give me a helpful thing. That won't help. None of these things will really help. I can reroll. Produce facilities are nice. Realistically, the main thing that I want is sure. Well, I can't complete any of these. That's difficult to do. And I can't complete any of these. So what was the other thing? It's in here, trading post. Oh, right. I'm stupid. So there's this thing you can do called telling people what you want them to cut, and then if you don't do that, yep, we'll just cut nearby things instead of specifically the stuff that you want done. And maybe I was not necessarily thinking as much through when I was not designating that. Yeah, I think one major thing that I will have learned from this is how how important it is to have a good idea of what you actually want from like, sorry, how long games will actually take. I don't have any more fabric, right? I don't have any of the ingredients to make fabric. Yeah. Maybe from Glade events I will be able to do something. Yeah, we just want you running a path straight through here. They can only give me the wood instead of not like, I think that you can get like mushrooms here in the marshlands from the trees. Yeah, mushwood. Giant fungal tree. Alright, leather and mushroom. And then yeah, I guess going in the coral forest wouldn't have been very helpful anyways. So yes, we go back to the tracker. Reputation through resolve. Challenging, but I'm doing my best. Oh, I could just build regular housing as well. That will also help their resolve. Oh yes, we got this. Trade. I should have started with pack of provisions. I think that is a lesson learned. These cost 0. Oh, because they're an archipelago, and then they give me archipelago things. That's cool. You get rainwater. I'm going crazy. It's all the way over here. I can build one rain collector. Alright, I think it's possible when this tree is felled that I get access to blade. Okay. Okay, we need 2 more people. I think I'll just take 2 of these and have y'all work on investigating this. Cool, I have no idea how to take advantage of geysers. The geyser pump, I don't think I have the ability to make those. I don't have anything to send these. That is a shame. I could have gotten the swords per minute. That was telling me something. Well, if I did have the ability to send stuff, that'd be cool. No one's building it because they're working on this. Slash the other thing. Being a rain collector. Okay, yeah, building the rest of the housing would probably work me towards that point for resolve, just not as quickly as would be appreciated, perhaps. Okay. Fallen happy scientists. I can't pay for the funeral. Because I don't have any amber. And that wouldn't even increase the harpy thing. All of those rewards are nice, but the most important thing is making the harpies happy, because it's the only thing I can do right now. So picking something which unmakes the harpies happy would not be helpful. What's the reward at the end? Parts. Parts are okay. They're a decent reward. There's only one person on this. What else do I have people doing? I have 2 people here. 3 people here. 4, 5, 6, 7. What else do I have people doing? 8, 9. Right, yeah, okay. I think we'll just take the blood flowers at this point. I wish we had tools. Especially with 20 amber as a reward. Yeah, a lot of them you can resolve with oil. So not getting ones you can resolve with oil is definitely on the unfortunate side of things. There we go. I think my people will just slowly starve because they can't eat biscuits. Alright, so when we get to the storm, people will be sad because it is storming. Or apparently they will be happy because reason unclear. Alright. If they fall to the point where they're no longer giving me resolve from being happy, then at that point I am going to just build a shelter. It's very cheap. There's no reason to have one person on a house, you know? How much longer do you have? 6 minutes. Okay, now is the perfect time then. People just got angry at me. We may as well make them very angry. And then they'll be happy because all of the things that the dead people had are things that they like. Specifically, the jerky. This will finish when it finishes. Oh, trader arrived. I appear to be able to buy these things. Okay, let's get like hobby housing. There's the 6 vegetables, meat, eggs, bricks, pots. Can't really use the pots, so I can't use these. Oh, let's use that hammer actually. How many tools do I need to send these? I mean, you need trade routes. Yeah, that sounds really good. A little resolve increased sounds really good. Just sell all the wildfire essence and some of the pots. Spend it all on food. I mean, if you had complex food, that would be even nicer, but you don't. Yeah, cool. All food. All manuscript. Alright. The great news is we can now be racist. towards other people, and that benefits the people that we need. It's truly visionary. Okay. It's a lot of goods. To me, sounds worth. Actually, you are just naturally better at doing the logging thing. How have we not had any of these ones? Like, oh, it's such a high chance of fertile soil, and I've not had any fertile soil, even though that's one of the few things I can actually do something on. So I'm actually thinking on it, and I can't really benefit from the thing I can do with fertile soil. Also, it does appear to be a bit broken, because I was just able to build these like I was able to build hoppy houses. I haven't unlocked hoppy houses. Maybe houses that aren't locked. Still build a rain collector. I haven't unlocked a rain collector. Oh, you have to click the button. Turns out. Alright. This is with both -6 from this and -5 from that. With -11, they're at 15. That is ridiculous. I should have sold slightly more to get enough, one more fabric so that I could build that house. Is any of these nodes usable? You are, but I can't build the thing. Like, I don't even have, like, a source of insets. I am happy to do that, my queen. I am happy to do that, my queen. X this, the haunted rain mill. If we burn it down, we get some stuff, but it's not very helpful. None of these things seem super useful to me. Yeah, you can use oil to cleanse it. Okay, so that suggests to me that that's just finished. Once this finishes, I should be able to boost the let's see. You can just use oil on everything, it's crazy. Unfortunately, I can't disassemble it. If I had the training gear for a minute, I would be able to. One more non-risky glade as well. Thought I got some woodcutter, but I guess I didn't. Okay, I don't know what revealed the location of the guy's enemy, but something did apparently. Yeah, having tools would be nice. Having you finish would also be very nice. Part of the reason that they're so happy is because they also have the jerky. An ancient shrine. Gotta loot or excavate, and I can't excavate, so I will loot. Alright, there we go. Now I can send you to here, so they make it faster. Alright, how far are we off of one? Oh, wait, I think we sent a check earlier and I wasn't paying enough attention. Or maybe I've been getting the result for other purposes and reasons. Supply. Can't build any of these. Oh, I can build the custom house, but I don't have the material. Oh, I do have the material for this. Alright, one more happy house is very helpful. So many oh, I can build the thing now, but I can't actually harvest any of the stuff. I don't have the resources to build it. But I could, theoretically, if I had, I think it's planks. I can check by going to building material and see when I have one of planks. Yeah, if I have one more plank, I could build this. I just wouldn't be able to harvest the berries and plant fiber. Tragic. Okay, there we go. 3 out of 3 glades. Queen is very happy with me. I don't feel any particular way about her. I'm out of rain capacity. I should build another rain thing. Do I have? I don't have the resources because I need planks. I don't have any planks. I don't suppose you give me planks as a result. You would not give me planks. You would give me provisions though, which does help, but I can't do you. You wouldn't give me planks. So the stuff that could give me planks is like this. These could all potentially give me planks, but I can't break them open because I don't have any stone or weapons. It doesn't necessarily look like any of them do have planks though. No, it doesn't look like there are planks. So have I not said? I haven't completed a first pack order, I guess. I completed an order. There's a druid set. I can build that. I can't build it because I don't have any planks, but if I did have planks, I could build it. Which I guess means, like, after the storm, I can build it, because the trader will come with the storm. Yeah, not having a pack of provisions doesn't help. But, like, how, like, realistically... 5 ammo? I mean, those are checks. Those sure are checks. Yeah, having more clearance water would be nice. Hopefully, I think it's the beaver next, so the beaver you can buy that from, though I am also running out of food that I can eat, because biscuits... I thought you ate biscuits, yeah. You're the only people who can eat biscuits. So I will, if I have any money, which I don't really have any money. But if I did have money, I wouldn't really be able to spend on that anyways. Oh, they're mad at me. That's rude. And that means the harpies are very negative. If I have the ability to reduce hostility with my next thing, that would be nice. Fox resolve is low. Okay, it's probably not going to be a problem though, because the storm's about to end. Upgrading the hearth requires 4. Sorry, which one? For green? Here's what I do, is this is the only one that you can actually like save space on, is the green ones, because you can build the gate and then something inside the gate. Don't need that. I mean, I would love to have standing with other people. Don't really care about that. Don't really care about that. Well, I can't really do any of that, but, you know, theoretically. Alright, let's try this. Just more people is more good. Where's the housing? I only have 7, so I'll have to build one regular house as well. Which we can fit in with that big shelter pretty easily. Yeah, it's not useful to me. You can't be salvaged. Despite the fact that the packs of provisions would be somewhat helpful. Barlef, do you have food? Barlef does not have food, and Barlef also appears not to have planks. Barlef, rather. Probably does not appreciate me calling his name wrong. Alright. We are going to starve and die. Which I've not actually had happen in this game, in the regular game, because it's not that hard. It's not that hard to the point that, like, people starve and die, you know? But it turns out when you can't produce any food, you can't produce any food, and that's pretty bad. I have definitely earned points from Resolve. Yeah, I've gained a reputation point from Resolve through Harpies, so I don't understand why it's saying that I haven't. Maybe it's only when I finish a map, but I'm not going to succeed in this map because I don't have any food. I have no way to produce food. What's the one? Can't build any of these. All I can do is grind out slightly more reputation from that, but yeah. Well, I will have to abandon the settlement. Got 8 food stockpile. Presumably from the full reputation. Well, maybe this will send the checks through? I don't understand. I should check Bepax. What was the... Okay, there are many red things. I'm not sure why. Yeah. Apparently against the storm is also not working, so that's great. Thank you guys all for watching. Good night.